Guys, how are you doing? Oh my God. Did you miss me, guys? Hey, I'm here and I'm thankful that you are here. And for those of you who have been coming back, thank you. I appreciate you very much. And for those, if this is your first time, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a new content, you will be notified. All right? We're going to talk about some things today, guys, because it is now a new year and we are in the month of February, and already, guys, we are seeing a number of things unfolding. All right? So, guys, we're definitely going to be looking on some new information that came across, and we want to see how best we can divulge into what truly has transpired. And I want you to give me your thoughts on this, all right? Because we don't set out to come across events or situation, but ever so often we find ourselves having to deal with situations and circumstances. And can you imagine? Just imagine you are, a normal day, especially on a Sunday. So normally on a Sunday, families will head to church, they will have a good time, and then by the evening hours or so, they will meet up with the families and try to, sit back, reflect. And this particular Sunday, we're talking about Super Bowl Sunday. And it's a pastime where, families can come together, watch the game of football, and have one common goal. And funny enough, you are going to be in a surprising treat because there were some things that unfolded. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine? And this took place at a church called the Lakewood Church. And if you don't know about the Lakewood Church, it is a church that Pastor Joel Osteen pastored. We want to look at some information here. All right? Take a listen, guys.
Terrifying moments at a Houston church today. One person is dead and two others are injured in a shooting at megachurch Lakewood. This is what the scene looked like this afternoon. According to Houston police, it was shortly before 2 this afternoon when the shooter, who was with a small child, entered the church with a long rifle and began shooting. The church was in the...
So guys, remember this. Oh guys, just think about this for a moment. You're at church and you're not anticipating anything of the nature. And out of the blues, this lady came along. We don't know what the motive is. And she shows up with a rifle. She shows up with her son. What are the intentions for you to be presenting yourself at a church like that? That is large, by the way. I don't know if you know the size of that church, but it's a massive church. And as the information unfolds, we're going to hear some more as to seeing what could have transpired. Because this is unheard of. And we're seeing where a woman acted alone thus far based on the reports that are coming out. And she had an intention. What was the intention? Let's continue to listen in.
The middle of a live stream service when shots could be heard going off in the background. Off-duty officers returned fire, shooting the suspect who died at the scene. The child who was with her was hit as well, and she is currently in critical condition. A man in his 50s was also shot and is being treated at a local hospital. At a media briefing, which wrapped up about a half hour ago, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner praised the off-duty officers.
I want to commend those officers. She had a long gun, and it could have been a lot worse. But they stepped up and they did their job. and I want to thank him for that.
Governor Greg Abbott issuing the following statement saying, quote, "Our hearts are with those impacted by today's tragic shooting and the entire Lakewood Church community in Houston. Places of worship are sacred. I have been in contact with Mayor Whitmire and offered the full support and resources of the state of Texas to help this community and help bring swift justice to the criminal who committed this heinous act," end quote. We'll continue to bring you the latest.
Based on reports, we had Senior Pastor Joel Osteen that was on the premises when this happened. And apparently they had finished their first service and they were basically transitioning into the Hispanic service. And that was where the whole situation unfolded. But let's take a listen to see what Pastor Joel Osteen had to say.
First off, thank Chief and the Mayor and Chief Pena and all of these men and women did an amazing job. And it's just, you said it, Chief, it could have been a lot worse. Of course, we're devastated. I mean, we've been here 65 years and have somebody shooting in your church. But, you know, we don't understand why these things happen, but we know God's in control. And we're going to pray for that little 5-year-old boy and pray for the lady that was deceased, her family and all, and the other gentleman. But I don't know, it's just kind of in a fog, but, you know, just believe that, you know, we're going to stay strong. We're going to continue to move forward. And there are forces of evil, but the forces that are for us, the forces of God are stronger than that. Yes. So we're going to keep going strong and just, you know, doing what God's called us to do, lift people up and give hope to the world. Again, I want to thank all these gentlemen because, you know, I can only imagine if it would have happened during the 11 o'clock service. We were in between services going into the Spanish service. So, you know, if there's anything good of it, you know what, she didn't get in there and do a whole lot worse damage. So we thank God for that. He's watching over all.
So as you heard him, he's speaking about giving thanks, which we are rightly supposed to be doing because it could have been a lot worse. And that's the truth. And I want to commend the officers and, you know, the off-duty officers. I want to commend the off-duty officers that actually took initiative to, you know, get the situation under control because like the pastor said, it could have been a lot worse. Multiple persons could have been injured. But even though an elderly man was injured, thank God he was treated and released. But not so lucky for the lady and her 7-year-old son who she had used, and I believe a report declared that she had some other you know, weapons that was going to probably trigger some explosion or something of the sort. But upon investigation by the police, they were saying there was no further information there. And so, you know, it's ridiculous to say the least, guys. But in this time, in this moment, in this season, we are realizing that there's a lot of exposure that is happening right now. And, you know, I can't even begin to imagine how persons and how believers and non-believers were feeling in that moment, having witnessed something like this. So, guys, we just want to take a look from another handle as to what was unfolding in the church. Again, this is a massive church. This is a church that, you know, is in Houston, Texas. And they are about just bringing the word of God to persons. And on a day that you were not expecting, that is when the situation unfolded. Let's take a look at this situation as well.
Now at 5 o'clock, we have new video inside Lakewood Church during yesterday's deadly shooting.
What we are learning about the shooter, the victims, and the investigation.
Also tonight, new details about the shooting at Lakewood Church yesterday afternoon that left an armed woman dead and her young child fighting for his life.
Police say a Conroe woman was shot and killed after walking into Lakewood Church with her son and opening fire.
Today, police confirming the identity of the shooter as Genesee Yvonne Moreno, and the child who was shot was her 7-year-old son. Police say Moreno opened fire in the west side hallway of the church before being killed by 2 off-duty officers.
Our KHU 11 news crews have been digging all day to bring you up-to-the-minute information. We begin with Adam Bennett. He is live at Lakewood. Adam, you learned a lot from police today.
So guys, I know this is going to be unfolding as time goes because it is some recent events, but just the fact that a woman can decide to have a confrontation and to bring her son into the mix of this, and you having a weapon to challenge the officers or to challenge whomever. We don't know the motive as to what unfolded. And, another report had declared that persons even left their belongings. So I'm believing that up until this point, persons are being notified as to how they can proceed to come for their belongings, for their vehicles, for their things, and so they can regain their possessions. I can't even imagine how much this may have shook up the community, but this is a time to be more in prayer, a time more to be thankful, and a time to be more vigilant, because you never know. You never know, guys. And that is why you want to appreciate each day as if it was your last. Because not everyone means or have good intentions. But it should not stop us from offering the love or showing thanks or being in a position where we are acknowledging our God, where we are acknowledging our God and for who He is. So I just want to, leave a word of encouragement to you, for you to rest in the promises of the Lord and know that He has good intentions to be with you. He has good intentions to protect you. In spite of how things will unfold at times, just know that there's a lesson in all of this. And one of the lessons that you can truly take from this is appreciation for what we have now. Guys, please stay safe, stay strong as we continue to listen, look, and speak. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel and share this content. I'll see you next time. Bless you.